Good day, educators. This is Miss Arjam Agum with my co-presenters Miss Ren An Feng and Miss Viola Garduque on the Case Digest Immoral Conduct.
The case, Evelyn Tranqua vs. Honorable Jacob V. Clive and Taunton High School, incorporated with GR number 49549, was given a decision in August 30, 1990, with J. Regalado as the opponent. Evelyn, the appellant or petitioner of this case, has the following prayers to afford her a certiorari. The respondent is Jacob Clive as the public respondent and Taunton High School Incorporated as the private respondent has the following prayer to allow the termination of evidence. The facts of this case. Here are the facts related to this case. Evelyn was a teacher at the Taunton High School, INC, an educational institution in Buckout City since 1963. In 1973, she was the class advisor of the sixth grade where Bobby Chonquao was enrolled. During those times, the school extended remedial instructions. In her instruction after school hours, Bobby had remedial classes with her. It was during this course that she and Bobby fell in. So on the 20th of December 1975, Evelyn, which was 30 years of age, and Bobby, 16 years old, got married. Their civil wedding was solemnized by Honorable Cornelio G. Lazaro, the city judge of Iloilo City. Their civil wedding was consented and advised by Bobby's mother, Mr. Concepcion Ong, since he was only 16 years old at that time.
On January 10 the following year, they had a church wedding which was solemnized by Father Nick Melicor at Bacolod City. On February 4, TTHS filed an application for clearance to terminate Evelyn at the Sub-Regional Office of the Department of Labor at Bacolod City. TTHS filed it on the ground for abusive and unethical conduct portrayed by Evelyn, which is unbecoming of a dignified school teacher, and that her continued employment would be damaging and downgrading to the school. And on March 12, 1976, she was already suspended without pay. The Executive Labor Arbiter Jose Aguirre Jr. of the National Labor Relations Commission, or NLRC of Bacolod City, required both parties to submit their position papers and supporting evidences. TTHS submitted affidavits and raised issues on the fact that Bobby stayed alone with his then-teacher Evelyn in the classroom after school hours when everybody had gone home, with one door allegedly locked and the other slightly open. On September 17, 1976, without any formal hearing, Aguirre granted Evelyn's termination. In his ruling, he noted that there were no direct evidences showing the immoral acts. However, he added that it was enough for a sane and credible mind to imagine and conclude what happened during the times Bobby and Evelyn were alone in the classroom. On October 10, 1976, she appealed to NLRC claiming that she was not given due process because she was not furnished with copies of the affidavits. She also argued that there was nothing immoral and to be in a lawful wedlock with her student was neither abusive nor unethical conduct. On December 27, 1976, NLRC reversed Aguirre's decision and ordered for her reinstatement with back wages. TTHS elevated the case to the Minister of Labor, and on March 30, 1977, NLRC's decision was reversed, but she was awarded with 6 months' salary as financial assistance. On May 20, 1977, she appealed to the office of the President, and after corresponding exchanges, on September 1, 1978, Presidential Executive Assistant Honorable Jacobo Clave reversed the appeal decision. He ordered for the reinstatement of Evelyn and her other privileges with full back wages. But on December 6, Claver reconsidered and modified his decision as a response to a motion for reconsideration. He gave due course to TTHS's application to the termination of Evelyn, but ordered to give her a separation pay equivalent to 6 months. Evelyn filed for a petition for certiorari, and on August 14, 1979, Clave filed manifestation to the Supreme Court where he reasoned out that the office deemed it wise to uphold the judgment and action of the school authorities in terminating the services of a teacher whose actuations and behavior, in the belief of the school authorities, had spawned ugly rumors causing serious doubts on her integrity. In her petition for certiorari, she relied on the following grounds: illegal dismissal, right to due process, and insufficient proofs.
Legal issues, decision, and rules of law. Issue number 1. Was Evelyn's termination illegal? The court believed that her termination was unwarranted and illegal and that there are no grounds for her termination. However, the court also believed that the relationship between Evelyn and Taitung High School had been severely strained, that it would neither be to the interest of both parties for her to be reinstated in the school. Rule of law. According to Article 282 of the Labor Code, the following are the grounds for termination: a serious misconduct or willful disobedience by the employee of the lawful orders of his employer or representative in connection with his or her work; gross and habitual neglect of duties; fraud or willful breach by the employee of the trust given by his or her employer; commission of crime or offense, and other analogous causes. Taitung High School was not able to give valid causes for her termination, and the school's failure to do so resulted in a finding that the dismissal is unjustified. Issue number 2. Was she afforded due process? Yes, the Supreme Court agreed that due process was given to her. The issues were resolved based on position papers, affidavits, and other documentary evidences. The court argued that she could have insisted on a hearing to cross-examine the affiants, but she did not. Rule of law. According to Article 3, Section 1 of the 1987 Constitution, no one shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall any person be denied the equal protection of the laws. There is no denial of due process where a party was given opportunity to present his or her side. Issue number 3. Was there sufficient substantial evidence against her? No, the Supreme Court believed that there was no sufficient evidence. Taitung High School, Incorporated, has failed to show that she took advantage of her position as a teacher to court her student. The court also added that if Evelyn and Bobby eventually fell in love, despite the disparity in their age and academic levels, this only lends to the truism that the heart has reasons of its own. And yielding to this gentle and universal emotion should not be equated to morality. In addition, the resolution of the public respondent, Honorable Jacobo Clave, which was dated December 6, 1978, was annulled and set aside. In addition to this, Taitung High School was ordered to pay Evelyn the back wages equivalent to 3 years without any deduction or qualification and a separation pay in the amount of 1 month for every year of service. Rule of law. Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers, Article 8, Section 7, Sufficiency of Evidence, refers to the adequacy of evidence. Such evidence in character, weight, or amount as will legally justify the judicial action demanded or prayed by the parties. And finding that there was no substantial evidence of the imputed immoral acts, it also follows that the alleged violation of the Code of Ethics governing school teachers would have no basis. The Bible says in Matthew 7 verses 1 and 2, "Judge not, that ye be not judged. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged, and with what measure ye mete, it shall be measured to you again." Oftentimes, we are too quick to judge others based on what we see and hear, that we often overlook the truth or create our own stories without really being critical of what the truth really is. This case is a reminder that we should not judge and make conclusions right away, more so if it will damage the reputation of a person. Love is also another factor in this case, and Ellen White said in one of her writings, Letter to Young Lovers, "True love is not a strong, fiery, impetuous passion. On the contrary, it is calm and deep in its nature. It looks beyond mere externals and is attracted by qualities alone. It is wise and discriminating, and its devotion is real and abiding. Love is a precious gift which we receive from Jesus. Pure and holy affection is not a feeling, but a principle. Those who are actuated by true love are neither unreasonable nor blind. Truly, we cannot question love if it is true." However, she also gives a reminder in her book Adventist Home about the disparity in age, which was the case between Evelyn and her then student Babi Kua. The parties may not have worldly wealth, but they should have the far greater blessing of health, and in most cases there should not be a great disparity in age.